Sup, I'm Ian. Today, we are going to Salem, Massachusetts. And I'm going to bring you with me. I'm going to make a documentary out of this. So, yeah, let's get into it.
That's moving. Here's a Spidey man. Every time you move, though, since it's 3D, it's fake.
It's fake.
I jumped, though. I jumped. I was
afraid.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Should I just put this back?
Front.
In 1692.
The young girls of Salem inform the magistrates that a coven of witches at Salem Village is meeting in the wooded field near Minister Samuel Parris's home, work district, like unseen hands. Giles Corey's ghost continues to appear, as Nathaniel Hawthorne predicted, during times of great disaster and as a reminder of Salem's tragic legacy, the witch hysteria.
Well, that is the tour, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe not enjoyed. This is some pretty dark stuff. I hope you found it informative and enjoyed my company. I'd love to answer any questions you have about Salem and hysteria. At the top of the stairs, you can look to your right and you'll see the exit. Thank you very much for coming. Right this way, everyone. Oh, thank you. You too, Karen. Thanks. It's a nice camera, man.
Thank you for the tour.
Oh, you're
It
welcome.
was really good.
Thank you, very good.
Okay, so hello. I'm sorry I haven't been talking through this footage, but I'll have voiceover for this documentary. We're here at this Salem Witch Trials Memorial Garden, where they have the remains of all of the 19 victims who passed away, or were at that time was hanged, I mean, or burned, as these people in the museum burned on the stake say. This isn't all of them. This is a normal cemetery, but they have stones with flowers on them, which they have 19 of them here. So I find it quite fascinating over the tours that we've been taking over the last couple of days, what they did and how crazy these people were, about how they believed in all this witch stuff, all because of some little girls who were bored and wanted to have some fun people died because of that. And yeah, we went to the whatchamacallit, the Salem Witch Museum yesterday. Yesterday was our first day in Salem. And we weren't allowed to take video in there. They just had this presentation. It was like a circle thing, and there was these different show scenes that showed you, it like represented the witch trial history, like with and it talked about all the people who were burned, and talked about the guy who was tortured, John something, I believe. I forget his name. I don't have any footage of that. I wasn't allowed to take photo or video in there. We were going to go to a monster wax museum earlier, but we didn't get to. There was a no photo either as well. I'm going to a lot of shops as well. Trying to be quiet and respectful. Anyway, whatchamacallit? Trying to think. I have so much stuff in my head that I want to say in this clip. About what you've missed. We went to another museum. It was a Halloween museum. It was pretty cool. You saw that earlier in the documentary. What else? Went to a pretty good restaurant yesterday. That was pretty fun. And we went to the Witch History Museum, which was amazing. I loved that. The tour guide was awesome. Also, here's my sister. I'm sorry about this footage, it's weird. What's that called? I'm trying to think. We looked at the witch house, so that was pretty fun. But we didn't get to go in. I think we're gonna go to the House of the Seven Gables and the Witch Dungeon Museum later today. You just saw the Wax Museum. The Salem Wax Museum, that was pretty cool. We saw the Bewitched statue earlier today. I think after this we're gonna grab a bite to eat. And that's my recap from everything you missed. Okay, well, we went to the Witch Dungeon Museum, like I was mentioned. I wasn't allowed to film in there. They did a reenactment, and then they had this really cool, creepy dungeon section that showed whatchamacallit, let me shut this TV off. That showed, like, what happened if you pleaded guilty to being a witch. You would be sent to be incarcerated, and that would mean you would go to jail. And the cell that you got depended on how wealthy you were, so yeah. Then we went to the Pirate Museum, and that wasn't allowed to film in there either, but they just explained the history of pirates in Salem and Massachusetts. Also, there was a really, really, really cool, like, section at the end of the tour, which was like, and we weren't allowed to take video in the museum. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but it was really cool because there was like a jump scare at the end where like the guy looked like a mannequin but he wasn't, and he like jumped at you. It was pretty cool. So if I have any more details, I'll let you know. Back to the documentary for tomorrow. Hello, welcome. You might have seen my last clip. I'm not sure what it was exactly. Kind of forget what I filmed last. Tomorrow is our last day that we're going into Salem. So I'm not sure if we will, I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing a lot of thrift stores. I don't think we're going to be doing anything interesting anymore. Mostly just shopping tomorrow and seeing that. I don't think there's any more museums. We may do a trolley tour, but it's too long to film the whole thing, so, and I think you'd be bored by it. So I guess if I'll film a few things. I'm probably gonna film a cinematic sequence tomorrow, so hopefully you enjoy that. A little cinematic little thing for you. And I'll probably make some type of video in the car ride home, and then I'll have a little closing remark for you before this film is over. So I hope you've enjoyed it so far, because it may be getting close to the end. Never know. Home now. Man.
Over a few weeks.
Oops. I kind of missed the trip, but boy oh boy, is it good to be home.